Hey friends, Dave here with Transfer Express, and today we're talking all about the steps to take if you're thinking about turning your t-shirt printing hobby into a business. Well, we're going to chat about putting together a brief business plan, which is going to help you identify who your customers are going to be, how you're going to find them, and how you could set yourself apart from the competition. So are you ready? Let's get right into it. If you are new to Transfer Express, we are the world's largest supplier of custom screen printed and digital heat transfers, heat presses, free customizable designs, wholesale apparel, and expert advice to help grow your t-shirt business. If you haven't already, subscribe. We're kicking out new videos like this one every single week. Now, to start us off, I want to mention the importance of elevating your hobby by incorporating your business as an LLC. Now, most states make it incredibly easy to walk you through the process for right around $100. Essentially, this is going to remove any liability from you and your personal assets as it relates to the business. So if Disney wants to come after you for a copyright violation, your car and your house aren't going to be on the table. Super important to get down. Now, as long as they are not in the business's name. So keep all of your business assets separate and keep your personal assets under you or in the family. Now, next is going to be getting a reseller's permit, business license, and or tax ID. Now, these differ from state to state, and sometimes they're even handled down to the county level, depending on what state you live in here in the United States. Now, getting this reseller's permit or a seller's permit is absolutely paramount. You're going to need this to get set up with a wholesale supplier. And if you're thinking about taking your hobby to a business, you're going to need to make the most amount of money, right? Right. Well, paying non-wholesale prices for your apparel is only going to get you so far and is going to seriously cut into your profits. So get that wholesale account set up. And this is quite possibly the most important step to taking your hobby to that business level profit level. Now let's chat about putting together a business plan. And that's going to kind of structure the rest of this video here. Now, those huge documents outlining financials, market segments, and in-depth mission statements, company values, and all that jazz are great. But if you're looking to just elevate your hobby and don't need Shark Tank level investments to get started, something much simpler is going to be sufficient for now. Now, I broke all of this basic business plan down into 6 main points, which we're going to cover here. Number 1, the problem. Number 2, the solution. 3, the business model. Number 4, your target audience. Number 5, promotions and marketing. And of course, number 6, your advantage or your business's advantage. So let's jump right to the top with number 1, and that is the problem. What problem is your business going to solve? It could be something as simple as spirit wear for local community athletic teams or custom shirts for dog lovers. Really, whatever you want. Odds are, if you've been decorating apparel as a hobby for a little while, you may already be solving a problem. But this is where you do need to start thinking about your niche or market segment that you're going to try to hit. Sometimes there's going to be a problem that you could think of if you're already ingrained in that market. So you don't really have to look all that much further than your own hobbies, clubs, or any organizations that you belong to. A book club? Are there t-shirts for book lovers out there in your area? Maybe you're into skiing or snowboarding. I bet your local slopes aren't represented with apparel, are they? Maybe your kids or nieces, nephews play a sport and you find yourself sitting in the stands wishing you had some spirit wear or like a cozy hoodie to stay warm in. So right there. I always recommend leaning on what you already know because it makes identifying the problem and the solution that much easier. Now, to help bring this entire video to life, I'm going to use my father-in-law as an example throughout the rest of the video. He's recently retired from working on commercial construction sites for the better part of 40 years. The problem he's going to solve is a comfortable, branded workwear for employees on those commercial job sites. So custom decorating in a way. Now, since he spent so much time in that environment, he could easily identify the needs here. Affordable branded gear for hot and cold weather that looks good and paints these companies in a great light. Makes them look professional to get more jobs, right? Now, that's going to bring us to our second section of our business plan. Number 2, the solution. And that's how is your business going to solve the problem that we just identified. Keeping with our example of being so close to the industry, my father-in-law already knows how to solve that problem. Leveraging the styles he found comfortable himself, maybe certain styles of dry fit tees and polos, even regular cotton tees to stay on budget, and then heavy hoodies for when it gets colder. You get the idea here. For you, maybe running a brand, this is solved with an Etsy shop, or running your production and fulfillment on demand. You want to focus here on the how too if you're having any trouble. And for us, it's going to be printing apparel with a heat press and transfers, right? So this is going to outline how you're going to solve the problem and get it done. Which leads us here to number 3, the business model. How are you going to make money? Are you selling online? Selling bulk apparel, custom, wholesale? You're going to need to accept payment methods. So setting up a Square or Clover account may be a easy, smart, quick move. Start to think of the process here too. Something like, I'm going to get this order. I'm going to design and get mock-up approval. I'll get payment for everything up front. Then I'll order shirts, order transfers, and then finally, I'm going to print them and deliver or ship the goods. Simple, simple business model. Now, number 4, next up is the audience. So this is your target audience. Who is purchasing your products? Is this the local community? Is this your ski enthusiast? Is this the business owners? And who is actually going to be doing the purchasing? Do you know them? In my father-in-law's case, yes, he knows exactly who makes those calls on budgets and what the rest of the employees wear, from contractors to subcontractors, because he worked alongside them for so long. Now, it may not be that easy for you, but spending some time to think about it and research it is going to get you on the right path. If you're running your own brand, just think about where you would buy it or what you want to buy. Anything like that, just put yourself in your customer's shoes, which is going to lead us to number 5, promotion and marketing. How is your target audience going to hear about you? Is it word of mouth? Will you have to advertise at local events? Maybe even on Facebook or social media? Start to think about how and where your audience is. Going back to the ski example, say, maybe setting up a small stall slope side, or handing out flyers at the ski lift, or stickers on your board, targeting a geographic location of interest with Facebook ads, something like that could help. For, say, our construction example, it may all come down to relationships and wowing people with samples, right? So just stopping into the office with some branded samples that are going to wow your prospective customer. And maybe those construction trades really care about expenses. So my father-in-law could even work up a simple pricing sheet to get that conversation started and help convert those customers. Now, if you're thinking about samples, we just put this video together a couple weeks ago on how samples could really impact your business and help you sell more custom apparel. So check that one out. We'll have the link in the description below too. Now, really, if you just start thinking about this, you're going to start to find the answers that are going to come into view on how you're actually going to reach your customers. And finally, number 6, we're going to talk about your advantage. We just covered how you'll reach your audience, and then this one is more of a why are they going to buy from you. So think about what your competition does and what you are going to do better. What's your edge? Is it quality? Is it price? Maybe your attention to detail and nothing slips through the cracks? Is it your customer service and your excellent communication with your customers to make them feel like they're part of the process? Are you offering free design services, free digital mock-ups to give customers a peace of mind? Are you recommending certain styles that you know are exactly what they're looking for in the aesthetic of what they're looking for and also their budget? What about turn times? Can you beat the national supplier to make those shirts in time for the big game? Do you offer local pickup, delivery, or drop-off? There's just so many things that you could think about and win here as a small business. And that's really going to help your business stand out and be successful. Now, of course, there is so much more that goes into building a business that I'm not going to cover in a 10-minute long YouTube video here. But these are great thought starters to get you and your business off running on the right foot. The business owner journey is full of challenges and successes, and to be completely honest, it's very rewarding. You just have to stick with it. Which leads me to my last point of advice. To not get discouraged, I always recommend setting goals that you are in control of. Like, I will find a certain number of prospective clients this month and reach out to them. Or I'm going to send an X amount of emails. Or I'm going to release 3 new products this week. Maybe even like I'm going to take new product photos for the fall line and have them all done by the end of the month. Or it's 4 social media posts per week. Or anything. That way, when you consistently keep knocking these things out and the orders are flowing in, you're going to be a year in, and then you're going to look back and you're going to see you're halfway up the mountain with every single one of those small steps that you took taking you higher and higher. So it's much better than saying, I want 20,000 in sales by the end of this month, and then being super disappointed and thinking about quitting when you don't hit it. That's discouraging, and it's not healthy because things don't happen overnight. Supreme, Nike, Adidas, Fanatic, all of these brands that you look up to were not built overnight or in a year. There was a lot of failures that took them to that point, and you just have to keep working through it with those small steps, and I guarantee you could do it. But guys, you got it. Just making it this far in the video, I know you're dedicated to absolutely crushing this, right? So with the right drive, passion, and persistence, I believe you can achieve anything, so you should believe in yourself too, all right? So as always, be sure you're subscribed here to the Transfer Express YouTube page. Stay up to date on all of the t-shirt business tips, tricks, and inspiration that are dropping every single week. But until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing and happy businessing. Businessing. You got this. Crush it.